A miscommunication between he and Mike. Mike read it right, and the other one was a screen pass with an outlet called, and it was a pick six. Bad decision.
There's nothing about me or my game that's infallible, you know. I'm a player like everybody else, so I'm trying to be coached, and I think the team has very high expectations for me. When I don't meet those, he should be pissed at me, you know. That's just rightfully so, and there's probably nobody more pissed than myself, but when you hear it from your coach, too, you know, it does motivate you.
I've looked back in the past, and I was like, man, he's been around some really talented position groups. But now, do you look at the roster and be like, there's no way we shouldn't win every single football game?
Well, I think that's kind of the easy way out, to be honest. Just because you think, oh, we're talented, we've all had production, let's just roll our helmets out there and we're going to win. I think that's actually not the case. Mike's a spectacular player. Chris is a spectacular player. Antonio's a spectacular player. But it doesn't mean, okay, great, you should go out and just figure things out. That's not the way football works. It's too difficult.
Well, as it turns out, when you play in a lot of Super Bowls, you break a ton of Super Bowl records. It's just kind of how the rules work. So all-time records here in starts, passing yards, passing touchdowns, and 6 game-winning drives for all 6 of his Super Bowl wins. Kurt, it's kind of amazing when you look back on Tom Brady's career and honestly what he's been able to do this season alone, because forever he's been in New England, 2 decades, 20 years, that's just so long. And for him to go to a new team in this season of COVID and the pandemic and not having a regular offseason or anything like that, how has your perception of him changed this season?
It's kind of a loaded question because you see all the stats and you know what he's accomplished, and you kind of say to yourself, well, there's not really anything he could have done to really change the perception that this guy's the best to ever do it and the best to ever play that position. But then you go to a new team, and I was one of those guys that, you know, made some changes throughout my career and understand the challenges of going to a new team and learning a new system and trying to get comfortable with the guys around you and trying to get on the same page with your offense coordinator so they see the game the same way that you see it. And to have the success that he had and throw 40 touchdown passes. And then the other side of that is to go from New England, and we've always heard about the Patriot way, but to go down there, and I remember hearing way back in the beginning in training camp and when they were together, is that things are just different with Tom Brady here. He holds us accountable in a different way, that we believe in a different way. And I think those are the things that have really jumped out to me about Tom Brady this year, is that the presence that he brings to an organization, the way that he lifts the culture of an organization that has been losing for a long time. You know, going to Arizona, I remember that there were so many guys in that organization and even, you know, up top that never really believed that we would have success. You know, I mean, we all say it and it's like, oh yeah, one day, but they never really believed it. So to come into an organization and change the perception of what guys believe and what an organization believes, and to do it as quickly as he has, I mean, it just stacks on top of what I already felt about Tom Brady. Just incredible, his presence, but also obviously what he does on the football field.
It's such a talented team, and this is not to take away from any of the talent that they have there, but I think part of it too is just putting that into the universe and having that attitude, and I think that is contagious, with the entire team and the organization, like you said.
And you mentioned it, you know, there's times that you could look back and say, well, Tom didn't play that well, and I hear people talk about, well, he threw 3 interceptions in the NFC Championship game. But again, it's that belief that, oh, if Tom doesn't play his best, we got him. We'll find a way. The defense will step up and make plays. Saw that in the New Orleans game as well. And that's part of it, that it's hard to put your finger on it, and it's easy to go, well, he didn't play that well. But there is a belief that guys play a little bit differently. They believe they're going to find a way to win when that guy's in the building and that guy is behind center. And we've seen it play out that way this year for Tampa Bay.
He is the Terminator. He is football's Terminator. 43, still doing it, still got it going on. And here he is again back at the Super Bowl. We have so much more ahead here on Super Bowl Live from Tampa Bay. We're going to talk to this guy right here, Todd Gurley, coming up, who actually faced Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. It didn't work out for Todd, it worked out for Tom. But we're going to ask him a lot of questions about this past season, as well as his future ahead.
Hi, Bruce. Congratulations on the Super Bowl.
Thank you, Heather.
We had a talk to Tyrann Mathieu the other day, and he had nothing but great things to say about you. And also credits not only you, but your wife for being there for him, not only, on the field, but you guys helped him a lot off the field during your time in Arizona. Can you please just touch base on your relationship with Tyron and how special he is as a person? And also, have you guys had a chance to talk at all?
We have not. I saw him, in pregame warmups the last time we played him, and my favorite draft choice of all time. And I just love him, his passion for football. But I am so proud of the man that he has become. He's a great football player, but he's a better man.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Chris Murray.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. How much has Byron Leftwich meant to you as an offensive coordinator and working with quarterbacks, and how much has he grown? And, the obvious talk of him being qualified as a head coach, how much has he grown as an assistant coach?
Oh, it's leaps and bounds. He came in, he was so bright as a quarterback, and he had that natural leadership about him, going all the way back to Marshall when they were carrying him down the field. That part of him has never left. He was a smart player, so he became a very smart coach quickly. I can honestly say I wouldn't be coaching if Byron wasn't available.
Next, we'll go to Mark with the Chicago Sun-Times.
Hey, Bruce, relationships obviously big key in your business, and you and Jason Light, that led you to where you are today. I was curious, how did you forge that relationship with Jason? I guess it goes back, obviously, to Arizona, but with one guy coaching and another guy in personnel, how was a relationship like that forged to the point where you have so much trust and faith in each other?
Yeah, we had the same situation in Arizona as we have here. Scouts and coaches, we're on the same team. We work hand in hand. So when Jason was running the meetings for Steve Keim, Steve and I were great friends. Jason was just right there with us. And so when we were evaluating people, it was coaches, scouts, everybody. And Jason had a huge part of that. And so did our coaching staff. So we believe in it's one team, one cause. It's not personnel versus coaches.
Next, we'll go to Andrew Chapazzi.
Hi, Bruce. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I know you're still figuring things out with some injuries and everything, but what has Jordan Whitehead's progress been like as a player the last couple of years? Where has he progressed the most, and maybe what is his ceiling as a safety for you guys?
Well, the one thing about Jordan, he'll throw his face in the fan. Now, he's not afraid of mixing it up, and he has really improved in his pass defense. Especially his man coverage. He's worked extremely hard at it, and he's bulked himself up so that he can be as physical a safety as there is. And he's got a great nose for the ball. So he just continues to improve, especially in his pass defense.
Bruce Arians there talking to the media here in Tampa Bay. So let's just put Brady's career Super Bowls into perspective here. The most championship appearances by a player of all time in all 4 major sports. I mean, you have Yogi Berra up there with 14, Bill Russell with 12. We're just going to go 4 players tied in the NHL straight across the board there with 12. And then Tom Brady checking in with 10 Super Bowls, by far the most in NFL history. His teammate for 3 of those wins, Willie McGinnis, caught up with his old pal Tommy earlier this season.
What's up, big fella?
What's up, brother? You looking slim and trim? How you feeling?
Shaved up. Got a lot of vitamin D lately, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Hey, look, we golden. Greatest of all time, and they know it. What we golden.
21 years in, bro. Did you ever think that you would still be playing at a high level?